It is going to be the first of many nights, the second of many nights. Fragbite Masters, we're back. It's season 4, and we are in the first group phase. That's what I was aiming to say.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're still in Group A. We had the beginning of it yesterday, and now we're going to continue on today, where, Navi and TSM won both their games. That means Dignitas and PENTA are going to be playing now in our first best of 3, which is, you've got it all right here. We've got the brackets up, so you guys know exactly what's going on. And the loser of this match, as far as I'm aware, won't be moving on. It's a little bit different, whereas otherwise you're going to continue on to the actual playoffs. So we've got a pretty elaborate system going in here.
Yes, exactly. So basically, 4th seed in the groups goes out of the tournament. 3rd seed in the groups goes into a lower bracket consolidation, last chance kind of tournament that's going to be happening over the space of a few days. That'll be down the line when we have all of the 3rd seeds essentially. And then basically, groups are now going to go for 3 days instead of just 2. So we're going to have 2 matches tonight, and then we'll have the consolidation match, the last match to see who gets 2nd and 3rd seed. We'll have that tomorrow night, starting off before the first match of Group B.
All right, that's kind of interesting.
So it's going to be 2 best of 3s per night. Every night there's Fragbite.
All right. We'll be doing the consolidation match a different day instead. Just to probably a scheduling
So then tomorrow
issue.
We will have Group B.
Yeah, fair enough. Probably a scheduling issue there.
I love talking to everybody. I love getting information. That's perfect.
How's your day been, Semler? You been doing all right?
Good, man. It's been good. I had a little, had some baguette, some wine.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was a nice afternoon.
Yeah. Well,
you need to have afternoons like that more often. Just sit there, bask with the flag behind you. It was really nice.
Yeah, we should try and do that. The wine as well, just right before the cast and everything.
Find a patio somewhere, right? It'll be just like Paris.
Well, I was making it into the office today. And we're on the 7th floor, so I was just coming in, and everyone out there won't know this, but the elevator is really slow in this building. So you kind of get in, and if someone else there with you, you're just going to be standing for a long time in the elevator before it actually moves anywhere. So I'm getting in, and there's a girl right behind me, so I opened the door for her. She walks in the elevator, and I walk in as well. And I'm listening to Spotify. And as I go into the elevator, I think she just nods, like, thanks for holding the door, whatever. And I decided, time to take out the headset. So I take it out, I mute Spotify, and I unplug it from my phone. But it isn't muted.
So it just goes out now on speaker.
Yeah, but it's right at the end of the song, so it switches the song. So it's like a minute, and the elevator's not going anywhere anyway. And just as the door is closing, it switches and it plays Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On." So it's like the perfect moment. And she was like, there's just like a lot of awkward silence. Right? I was like,
you didn't just start undressing right there and like, okay, Big Daddy, I'm with you.
Hollywood's all a lie. That's been confirmed. But that was pretty good timing, actually. I was impressed with myself. Now, in case you guys don't know, I hope we have the team sheets up there somewhere. Yeah. We did see them yesterday, but if you weren't tuning in, if you missed it, then Team Dignitas is obviously a Danish team. And, they were playing PENTA in a best of 3. I don't know if we have the rosters here, but we should have them somewhere. There we go. Pimp, Nico, MSL, Kjerby, and AZ. Been playing better and better all the time. I mean, they damn near beat TSM yesterday, playing them on 2 maps, 16-14 on both maps. That's pretty incredible. Yeah,
60 rounds, the whole thing. I mean, TSM, especially coming out of PGL in that championship, you were kind of expecting it to be a bit more decisive there. That victory. They're supposed to be the top team in this group. They're supposed to be the first seed, and they really had to fight for it. But that's like always the case with the domestic matchups, isn't it? It's just like time and time again. Yeah, that's what we see. Is always goes the distance.
Yeah, good point to be brought up as well, because now they're going to be playing PENTA instead. And we actually saw how Navi had a bit of some troubles yesterday playing PENTA, just because on the CT side, when Navi were defending, PENTA were throwing all kinds of crazy stuff at them, and it was really hard for Navi to figure it out. Once they were playing T side, it was just fine, and Navi kind of just crushed them. But they're still a pretty good lineup. And Nexus in here somewhere. Yesterday they were playing with someone else instead, who did play it really well. Why am I forgetting his name? Sursun.
Yeah.
Who was actually playing really well, really good stand-in. But I hope we can have Nex next night instead, because I think he is one of the top German players at the moment. So.
Well, that, and he's like part of the main roster, right? So they'll have some. They won't be quite as random as they were last night, which is, I don't know, if that's a strength or not, because they really did seem to be very effective versus Navi, at least on their T side. It was the CT side where PENTA really struggled. That's when Navi came into their own. They got onto their T side, were started to be able to play their game basically, and they kind of just railroaded PENTA at that point.
I mean, you do kind of want to have your own team in the long run, right? Especially because we saw what happened on CT side, how hard it was for them to match the rotations, to get the right calls out. Just wasn't really on point. Yeah. So hopefully they can change that around. Now, we're going to have 3 maps, of course. Inferno, Dust 2, and Cobblestone is the last map. So still no train.
No train, man. I know. I know you're working on it. I know you're working on
Yeah,
it.
it gives me more time to look at the smokes. Yeah, we'll see. Inferno, though, is the first map. Pretty interesting. I'm alright with Inferno.
I'm all right with Inferno as well. Now, I mean, like we were saying yesterday, PENTA, we haven't really seen them in quite some time. We've seen a little bit more of Dignitas, and Dignitas are a very, very strong Inferno team right now. Their T side in particular is just incredible. Like, they seem to be able to get so many more rounds than they should on T side Inferno. So I think that, at least going off of what I could think of for Dignitas, I want to favor them just because, not only do they have a strong T side, but their CT side is pretty solid as well. PENTA Inferno used to be a good map for them. But again, NKJ comes in, things change there, positions are most likely going to change as well. So what are they going to be capable of on this map? That's the big thing. It's, again, going to be a bit of a learning experience because we didn't get to see them play Inferno yesterday.
Yeah, it's really hard to make a call on who's going to win this, but the way Dignitas have been playing lately, I kind of have a gut feeling it might be like a 2-0 for them.
But you're still going to go with the Danes?
That's another good point. I will. But it's really hard to say. I mean, PENTA did play well on Dust 2 early on the T side against Na'Vi. So I think it's kind of up for grabs, this one. But we're already live here. 3 grenades purchased on Dignitas as well. So that's potentially a lot of damage. There is armor on PENTA, though, except for on Crystal. So grenades already raining in. Not really doing too much, but the pistols will. Oh, Pimp! He got that headshot. I'm not even sure he realized that. And he was on Suicide, so still no Nex playing on this team. And the bomb is down up here as well. I don't think Pimp actually realized he got that last kill then. And Cabu gonna get the shot on Speedy as well, so it's all on Crystal.
Yeah, for Pimp, that was the last bullet as well. So just a little bit of icing on the cake there for Pimp. He's going to be grinning about that. And this is pretty much a catastrophe for PENTA. They ran into Banana, tried to get control of Banana early, but Dignitas with the nades connecting, but then, of course, just Pimp with the P250 up close like that, spraying away. It was just too much for them to handle. And now the problem is that Dignitas have pushed all the way down to bottom mid, bottom Banana. They've got eyes on second mid. Crystal, he can't move anywhere, basically. He's stuck in this room. As soon as he moves out, he's just going to get picked off, no problem at all.
Maybe save the HE and smoke for another 40 seconds. It almost sounds excruciating at that point. You're like, come on, just... I know it's like $1,000, but still, just give it up.
And yeah, he might be able to... No, not really. He could... Yeah, there you go. He gets spotted. That's the problem. Running shot from Kirby. And that's another thing, it's good to see Kirby actually starting off with some very nice kills there. The first one as well in the boiler, that was good. But the second one there, Kirby had a really slow start yesterday on Cash. We saw that where he just wasn't able to get his game going very early on. He just kept running into nades, getting headshot. It was kind of brutal. So if he's getting 2 big kills here to start things off, him and AC, man, they seem to be like the driving force as far as the frags are concerned on Dignitas.
Yeah, you're right. Nico going for a pistol, and then we got 3 SMGs already. So they're going to be playing Tech 9 armor. I mean, this is a risk when you're doing it like this. We'll see if they can manage to prevail against the incoming PENTA forces here. Nobody on PENTA got a kill in that first round, so that's also a bit upsetting, but could just be a cold start. As far as I know, the reason we were delayed a little bit is because PENTA just had to get all their players home.
Yeah.
That also meant some of them, at least, or maybe all of them, have had very little warm-up. That could definitely affect them early on.
That's very true. That's a good point to make. So we'll see how long it takes to get rolling here. But AC and MSL peek out top Banana and take out 2 players there. So Searson and Dennis are out of it. We saw how lethal PENTA can be with the Tech 9, yesterday versus Na'Vi. Crystal in particular, it's a bit of a shame to see that he's only got the Glock right now because he was just doing terrific things with that pistol yesterday versus the CIS team, right? I keep wanting to say Ukrainian team. It's still stuck in my head where it's like Na'Vi, Ukraine, but it's not the case anymore. They're a bit of a CIS mixed team now.
Yeah, and seem to be really proud of it as well. So I think it's a good idea. We'll slowly train ourselves to remind ourselves that's how it works. It's interesting. Ever since Nico started playing Global Offensive, he has been running this style where he will sort of, save in the second round, just essentially by, have a pistol of some sort. He does it on the T side as well. And then usually he'll go really quick for an AWP. And I was about to say that when he purchased an MP9, so it kind of ruined my point. Thanks, Nico. But, yeah, generally speaking, he's one to save for an AWP first, really quickly as well as he can. MSL putting some bullets and some damage through here. Kind of wish there was a grenade raining in. NKJ's on 1 health, but now Pimp comes in for the eco frags and is going to get at least 2, looking for a third one here. They're going to line it up for him. Nico going to get the grenade kill at the end. So, yeah. Gotta wonder if it was worth it. Nico, is he going to stick with the MP9? He could have had the AWP instead now. And that's what
he's
actually what I thought he would do.
He's got 6,400 in the bank, though. And I'm wondering if he bought the MP9 or if it was dropped for him. I'm actually kind of miffed that Pimp would go so hungrily for these frags. I mean, it's just unfortunate that smoke was down, because I would like to see the MP7s and the MP9s actually pick up those kills just to get that bonus money going, because you get 600 bucks versus the 300 bucks that Pimp was getting with his kills there with the rifle and the pistol. So Pimp with the op, actually.
Yeah, and that was a spawn orb, essentially. He spawned close to middle, so that's the reason why he was the one picking it up. Nico, you can see, has an M4, so once they connect somewhere, they're definitely going to switch it up and let Nico op instead. Although, I mean, in his opping career, it's actually a lot of the time it was Pimp opping on this map instead. When he sort of did that, but then, you know, as we talked about yesterday, he kind of ended up getting hated a lot by the community and stopped doing it altogether. He did go down up in apartment, Speedy coming up with that kill, so we're back into a 3v3 now, as PENTA are trying to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, they're actually getting pretty close here. That was Pimp getting picked off in apartments as well, so that AWP is no longer on the field for Dignitas. PENTA could actually work their way up there, but instead they decided to group up, and I like the play here. I like that they're going 3 on short like this. Kirby got spotted, I think, so they may know now that there's a man in Pimp and Nico actually rushing forward. He's going to mess up the jump, though, so he's not going to be able to catch that man out. Spots over the smoke and takes out Spitty on balcony, so now not too shabby a position here for Dignitas to work from, especially seeing as how they have a couple nades to continue to work with here.
It's been a long time since we've seen this plant. One that Fnatic popularized a lot. Pronax really putting this into play a lot early on. But now it's sort of out of style, and it's going to be a good trade in favor of PENTA here. Now it's a 1v1. NKJ doesn't have a lot of health left, but he's certainly got the position for it here. Gabu going to run for it, gets the kill, and runs back, and there's going to be just enough time, I think, for the defuse here. And Dignitas... Oh, no, he actually gives it up, so not enough time, and he's going to die as well. I thought he was a little bit closer then. That's a big win for PENTA. They lose everyone, which means they kind of have to keep winning now. Otherwise, they're really going to be screwed. But that was pretty big.
You know who's happy right now? It's Dignitas that they got so many SMG kills. And that's why, Pimp, maybe you shouldn't have gone hunting those kills. Maybe you would have had a little bit more money this round to work with. But they're going to have enough to be able to drop some guns, and they're going to be able to get fully equipped here on the Danish side. So it's not going to be the end of the world for them. I think it was just a little unfortunate that I think they lined up for Dennis. We didn't see it from Dennis's perspective, but I think he got like 2 of the CT members in a single spray when they were going for that bomb. So just big play there from Dennis to keep them off that bomb afterwards, and NKJ also just doing work. Now MSL actually getting really lucky there with the spray through the smoke, dropping Dennis down to 23 HP. So I kind of cursed Dennis talking about him there.
Yeah, just a little bit. They're still going to be fairly aggressive out here. As I think, yeah, Flash going in from B bomb side, and Surson was not going to get flashed. It just goes straight through. And that was actually a bit of a trick flash as well. It pops just above the roof. It doesn't fly all the way over. And actually, I think it popped on the wrong side of the roof. We can see the explosion there. So I actually think that was MSL kind of baiting AC into certain death. I think that flashbang was supposed to be on the other side of the rooftop then. Unless it pops up just high enough. I didn't actually see, because obviously we weren't following. But
yeah, we saw that blast, the little black, soot stain, I guess.
It can happen even if it's in the air. So I think maybe it was just like right above the roof. But if he fails that one, and it doesn't look like Surson was flashed at all. So I'm not sure. One way or another, Surson didn't get flashed, and that's a big problem. This is a bit tricky though. It's a 4v4. Dennis and Surson are so low that, I mean, yeah, it should be even, but it probably isn't. And especially with the positions that Dignitas are holding over at A, this is going to be really rough for PENTA.
Yeah, I'm liking a lot the fact that they've got at least the one in pit, and then the second man on balcony can drop down, so they can double up on pit fairly quickly here. Pimp realizing, and there you go, the angle being held here by Kirby, so powerful, he's going to be able to look long as well, get a kill, and Pimp is there, but with 10 seconds left now, there's so little time for Speedy, he has to get this bomb plant. Even if he kills off Kirby, he can't win, he won't have the time, so Kirby just lets him get up into that site and cleans it up afterwards. Really nicely done. And Dignitas now they've got everything right back under control again. Look at the state of the economy for PENTA. They realize it's a double eco scenario, so yeah, Dennis not even wasting any time. Goes for a straight Tech 9 armor buy.
Yeah, and that's a reasonable enough choice. Because you're right, they would have been double ecoing, and playing 2 rounds with pure Glocks it's not really a good idea, is it? They have 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs. I mean, they could get the bomb down. It'd be such a big win for them.
Both? Yeah. Pimp kind of like double scoped in on the wrong area there. But they're going to get the flash in through mid, straight up short. Look at how quickly Speedy is actually pushing towards this site right now. This could catch him off guard. He's trying to sneak his way into pit. It's like the slowest sneak ever. He's going to get caught out by Kirby, who's now in position in pit to actually hold down short in apartments as well. So things are looking pretty solid here for Dignitas. He has to be careful not to overextend, but now he knows that somebody's on that site.
Bomb plant's going through. This is so big for the terrorist side. Well played on PENTA's part. And look at this, NKJ and Crystal even coming up with a couple of kills. They're playing this round way better than I was expecting. And Now it's on Dignitas trying to fight for this retake. Molotov, though, is going to force Crystal out. No choice. And, oh, he still gets the kill on MSL. A big mess up here. Dignitas going to pull themselves together. And they're not. NKJ coming up with the kill as well. And Pip will go down. That was a really, really messed up round from Dignitas. Definitely. Bomb plant was supposed to be the highlight of the round for Penta. That's when Dignitas just sort of group up and retake, and that's it. And instead, they kind of screwed that up.
Yeah, they kind of just go in one at a time, taking these fights with, like, it's incredible. And this was what I was talking about yesterday. What we saw with Crystal, what he kept doing to Na'Vi. He's just lethal when he has that Tech 9. He's so good at hitting the shots with it. I'm not gonna say he's like Olafmeister level, but you know he's definitely up there.
Nobody is Olafmeister level,
dude. He gets 2 kills out of that. Like that's ludicrous. The fact that he stays alive through a Molotov. Just a huge throw there by Dignitas, really. I mean, these guys, they're not TSM, but they're trying.
trying to choke it out.
Ouch.
I don't know. AZ gonna go down as well, and Penta brought themselves right back in this game. This is definitely, I don't know. That kind of round is so hard to lose. Because they must have been feeling great, Dignitas, when they won that, their 4th round, and just making sure that they could put Penta essentially almost on a double eco, and then it all spirals out of control. Good job from Speedy as well, picking up those kills. Nico just trying to avoid getting spammed through by standing in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. If I stand still straight in the middle, they start putting some shots through. Unfortunately, it's not going to get anything going here, and they're just going to flash their way through. Should be a quick cleanup. He still gets the shot onto Searson, who was low, and walks into the spray. So no joy this time around for Dignitas. They weren't able to work their magic and actually pick up that round. So that's the issue, is that Dignitas, they had spent all of their money, so they also were in a double eco scenario. So it's good. It should be another round of pistols for them. Maybe some nades picked up, but yeah, it's not going to be a whole lot to work with here. 4 nades. They're still investing in smokes. I'm just still blown away that Pimp is really trying to force or just make these dualies work.
I mean, he got some kills yesterday on Cash with it, so maybe he's feeling energized to try and do it. Buying these smokes is not such a bad idea after all. It's a way of putting some pressure on the T side, just keeping them guessing and making sure they spend a little bit of time, and that they have to make some decisions at some point. So I don't mind it that much, but it's still going to be rough. And I mean, at 4-4, Penta has got the makings of a very good first half.
Yeah, they're right on the edge, and the next round basically is going to be so crucial for Dignitas, because they'll need to stop Penta short right here before Penta get too much momentum and get up to that 5th or 6th round. So there you go. Pimp getting the drop on Speedy, but damage had already been done to Speedy. Nico holding very close to mid right now. There should be a flash through, but that's not going to be the case. They just go jumping right through. He gets a free 2 kills, both in the back. And now it's Dennis. This isn't even a full eco. I mean, this isn't even a full invested eco. Like, this is just a crazy round, and Dignitas are actually managing to pick off Penta one at a time.
Yeah, and a good illustration of the value of smokes in the middle. Penta simply sort of losing their minds and deciding we have to go. We feel like we have to go. I mean, you can tell now there's still 35 seconds left, so it's not like they were under a lot of pressure. But, that's what it is. It does provide some stress for the terrorist team, and Penta actually making a fairly elementary mistake. Then MSL going to get the 2nd kill. He got the first one over here as well on the guy jumping on the cart, so super well played by Nico and MSL. 5-3, and Dignitas actually just kind of, they kind of ward off disaster for a moment. This actually turns the first half very much around. This is a very big result for Dignitas. If they can win this next round, it's going to be interesting.
No doubt about it, because they're going to be so low on money for Penta. Surprised that NK, he probably bought up after the clock ran out, so he doesn't actually have 4100 right now, but surprised that he wouldn't have dropped an AK for Speedy in that case. Just get them fully equipped over on Penta's side. Still, well, a round early, but this is going to be just that crucial round here for Penta, for both of these teams essentially to stabilize. MSL trying to go for a bit of a trick flash. Not going to work, though, and he decides to back off. A bit of a nade damage there as well taken, so Dignitas managed to stabilize. They hold Penta off for now. We have to see if Penta are really going to try and commit here, and if Dignitas are going to persist in taking these peaks. One lucky AK shot, and that's it. You're done, MSL, and then Penta are just all stacked up here. They'll be able to just cascade onto that site.
Yeah, but they're going to play for smokes instead. And look how long they waited to put up those smokes. They were ready to take those fights early on. And, oh, MSL, both of them right through the smoke. First one was a headshot. But you got to remind the fact that Dignitas waited that long. Actually, it is dangerous, but they used sort of the fights. They took the duels instead of putting up smokes for a long time, all the way until it was at the minute mark. And that's kind of cool. It means if you look over at the bomb site now, well, they actually just put up their last smoke, so they're going to have to essentially rely on Penta going to the A bomb site, which it seems like, are they? Where's the bomb going?
Bomb is
They've given up on this round already?
Can we bring up the scoreboard real quick just to see if they do have that money?
Oh, they've got no money at all.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, exactly. So.
Wow.
Well, I mean, at least they have enough money to be able to pick up a couple of nades, Speedy and NK.
Speedy's warming his hands by the fire that isn't there. He could put one up.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, like.
And there's a chicken. He could roast. Oh, don't
do it.
Don't teabag the chicken.
Don't. I mean, roast chicken is really good, but is it worth $400?
Wow. Senseless killing of an animal.
What did that?
In no way endorsed by Fragbite or any of their sponsors either. That was all on Speedy. 6-3. Big turnaround and kind of a... I don't know. I don't know what Penta should have done that round. We knew that Dignitas were out of smokes over at B, and I think if Penta had known that too, they might have changed their minds a little bit. Because it's possible to go for a B bomb site in that 3v2.
Yeah.
As long as the rest of the Dignitas aren't rotating over, but we obviously have more information than they do, so it's a bit unfair. Playing up in apps though is Nico, I think, with the AWP, and see if he can get a kill on someone. Some grenades being exchanged over here and blind shots being put on through. Dignitas holding Banana aggressively this time, as opposed to last round where they were a little bit more passive.
Yeah, this time they're changing it up. This is also something that Dignitas favor, at least on their CT side. But that that Banana battle is really solid right now. Crystal nearly getting taken out there by Pimp. Random spray through in the second mid, and Crystal down to 9 HP. Nothing really going Penta's way this time. I mean, the exchange through the smoke over Banana doesn't really do too much to MSL. It's actually Searson who loses out there. And then Crystal nearly getting picked off. They are just not having much luck right now. And they're down to a single smoke. They have some flashes, so NK is pretty much like the most valuable player on this team right now.
Oh, Nico gonna open up, find the kill on Crystal. Pip's ready in the corner, gonna spray down. That was a nice spray transfer right on to Searson as well, and Speedy and NKJ. Well, they're gonna fall as well. Nico and MSL to pick it up. And shout out to Moses over from the ESCA cast. Spray transfer is such a nice technical term.
Good point.
And actually, just to, I mean, not to digress too much, but actually we do need more technical terms to describe things that are happening in the game, because otherwise it just becomes a bit confusing. There are other things that I can think of that we still need terms for, but spray transfer is a nice term.
I'll adopt it. That actually sounds real. I like it. It sounds very clean. You get the point. You're not really beating around the bush too much. Oh, straight YOLO B rush. Let's see. They're going for the anti-aggression again. MSL with the pop flash, so this is a nasty one, and they're just going to be completely blind. This lines it up perfectly for AC. There you go. MSL demonstrating that spray transfer. Gets that headshot onto Speedy.
Yeah, and that was MSL caught AD-ADing as well with the AK, which is, I mean, a style that is still usable, but it's gone out of, it's obviously, sort of fallen out of fashion compared to the very early stages of Global Offensive when you actually could not take a fight with anyone without AD-ADing. It would be meaningless to try and do it. So that's changed, and I think that's a good change.
Many tiers.
Yeah, but it's still valuable to do every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. It's just, certain players, it's like Scream always comes to mind as like the prime example of players that really got impacted by that and never really came back from it. So it's like that AD nerf, man. Lots of tears. Oh, nade on a Nico, but Nico does a 1-up, and he actually manages to get that shot in with the AWP. He's going to go back for more, actually.
He really wants to, but he probably shouldn't. I mean, that is like... You gotta wonder if that's a moment when Nico is ready to take the fight, and Pimp or somebody else on that, MSL's on that team, and saying, don't do it. Yeah, just don't do it. Because you can kind of tell that... And Nico, I would say, is that kind of player. Like, mentally as well, just the sort who will try a little bit more. As are most AWP players. It's like a confidence, confidence role. You think that you can always get the next shot. And then you need teammates to tell you that it's better to not try it. Unless you're JW.
Exactly, that's the thing. I'm only thinking like JW, Kenny, these other guys who basically will take that peek and then peek again and then peek again and then really look to take that fight. It's going to be they're going to commit to the B site. And NKJ actually catching out AC, so there's a great opening here. Double, in fact, as Speedy clears out Nico. So this is actually just an open site now where the bomb is going to get planted very quickly. Standard plant, and MSL rotates it and spots the man in flowers. So he knows that NKJ is there. He's going to go for the roast, the barbecue. A bit early on the spray there. Look at that.
It's not gonna actually spread far enough. I have no idea. That looked like it should have been perfect. Molotov back aside, no one's there either. Speedy gonna get the headshot on MSL, and Pimp and Keb, you might have to settle for just getting execute frags here because they're playing so well Penta. They're staying really far back. Oh, but they get one kill each, and now NKJ gonna have to come in. Bomb being defused here. He has to take this fight, and he can't. The smoke is up as well. He's trying to spray through, and Keb will get the triple while Pimp defuses. That was a sick retake from Dignitas, and Penta were playing it so carefully right up until the moment they decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that's what we need to see out of Dignitas, because that one round where they threw it away versus that Tech 9 buy, where they just didn't play as a team at all, they all just ran in one after another, that's the kind of teamwork that we need to see out of Dignitas right there. Well communicated between both of them. Killby watching Pimp's back. I mean, that was just teamwork at its finest, playing that man advantage. So, Dignitas really keeping control of that situation. And again, they're going to go for the aggressive smoke down banana. Penta not going to commit through it this time. Instead, they go very quickly up short once again. And so, man, it's all-out aggression for them. They really want to try catch somebody out of position here on Dignitas' side for that entry frag.
Well, they've cleared out apartments very quickly this time around. And Dignitas are playing somewhat defensively anyway, down in pit here as well. If they're going to try and come out of apps, then Killby's position is going to be worth its weight in gold. And especially with Pimp on the crossfire in here, this could be really tough. They need a really good system of grenades to try and get him out of pit in that position. And preferably a Molotov, but they don't have any.
There's still a couple of nades, very light on nades now. It's basically AC who's got anything to work with, and he's over on the B site. 50 seconds left, so Penta have done a fantastic job, actually, of forcing out the gear here on Dignitas' side. Come down to the proper call, and already we have the rotation, near double rotation, back towards that B site. Instead, it's the flash into mid, and Pimp trying to take these fights, trying to find it. He's not going to get it. Crystal will shut him down.
That was very bold by Pimp. Definitely very scary. Smoke goes up, and again, look at this. They put up that smoke at about 34 seconds. That's so late to be saving a smoke. So it's one of the things that makes things, as you were pointing this out, they're pretty good at playing Inferno. It's one of the reasons why they are so good at playing it. Nico going to get grenaded down a bit, but Killby in the pit with Nico here as well. So hard to deal with. And they're both going to get a double kill now. Speedy, last man standing, 1v3. He's going to get taken down by AC. So in spite of Pimp sort of sacrificing himself early on, I think Penta actually were considering going back to B. But then the smoke goes up. They have to go back to A. And when you've only got like 30 seconds to make that choice, you're not going to show up at A fully prepared. You're going to sort of, you know, trying to edge your way in like they did. Wasn't exactly perfect.
Yeah, Nico even missing that initial shot, but they made up for it in spades there. And that's when you can see just how powerful that position is on that A site. Double stacking in pit like that, you can get so much done from it because you're just holding that. You've just got that perfect crossfire, especially with Nico in position to watch apartments to make sure that nobody can drop off a Killby. But what I really liked as well is just, you know, Dignitas, they knew exactly what was happening because they rotated AC instantly off. Okay, Dennis, you know. AC comes back and gets a headshot on him, but that deagle shot, not too shabby.
No, that looked very clean, didn't it? That's always enjoyable.
Well, yeah, nice. I mean, also with the rotation, because even if one of them falls in pit, AC, as soon as he threw that smoke, he was already rotating over to A because they knew. MSL's like, well, with this smoke, if they try and rush through, I'm going to slaughter them. So just go and bolster the defense on A and make that work over there.
Yeah, it works on so many levels. Definitely a very good idea. This time you can tell they used the smoke around 50-ish, but 55, but Pimp still has the Molotov here. So it's still going to get really rough. Goes down exactly on the other side of the smoke, so there's a tiny opening here. If they can get both the entry frags like they did the previous rounds, it's possible for Penta to win this round. And they actually have two smokes as well, it's not too bad.
That was actually a bit of a pop flash, that was nifty there. But as smoke goes down, I think that was a messed up smoke on Penta's side. AC goes for the nice spray. He's got 5 bullets left, and he's going to be the only man here holding versus NK, who's got a Tech 9. Instant headshot, but it's not good enough. And now NK 1v2 versus Nico and Killby, and Nico isn't wasting any time at all. It's going to be Killby to pick up the frag from Banana. They were very quick on the rotation there, Dignitas. Penta, I suppose the saving grace is that they get that bomb plant, so they're going to be able to get a full buy in the last round of the half. But we're already looking at 11-4 best case scenario. So Dignitas, as far as this for half is concerned, they have to be feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They took the bomb site, but I do think was it AC playing alone at the end there?
Yeah.
I think he could have probably even stayed alive and just played it for the bomb plant instead. But was feeling confident, and they didn't give up too much by letting him down either. So last round of the half coming up here. I mean, this is only the first map, so don't want to panic too much for Penta, but it's definitely looking rough right now. And look at this Danish team going for aggressive play in the middle, just taking over everything. And MSL, Killby, Nico going to get 1 kill each. Now Dennis finally replying, but it's probably too late.
There's a man waiting in second mid as well. Great pre-fire there by NKJ. He gets the read on where Nico is positioned. Nice fadeaway nade as well. Straight onto Pimp. We're back into a 2-on-3, so the power play doesn't really play out too much for Dignitas there. They stay around a little bit too long and lose Pimp and MSL. So, I mean, they still have the man advantage, but now they have to make the right call as to where they're going to be coming through Penta. And Nico's already in position. He's one step ahead. Takes out NK, and now it's just down to Dennis. 1v3. He's got the bomb, but odds are definitely in favor of Dignitas here.
One of these days, we're gonna have to ask Nico to rename that AWP. He has to come up with a better name, essentially.
What is it named?
Well, you can go to him and find out in a second.
Oh, he's gonna throw it away.
See, that's the problem with what it's named, is we can't even say it on stream without getting in trouble. So.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe for Fragbite we can, but yeah, we're not gonna see it just now. Well, it'll come up later. 12-3 though. That's hard to deal with.
And that's hard to deal with if you're playing against Dignitas as well, because like I was saying, these guys are very good at picking up T rounds on Inferno. It's one of the things that impressed me the most after MSL joined up with the team. He was really able to have an impact directly on how many T rounds they were able to pick up, and he had a very interesting style as well, because basically they just get control and then they wait. They sit and they wait and make their opponent sweat. So Dignitas looking for the entry frags, but right now it's actually going to be straight up second mid with the bomb as well, so we could actually see them trying to go up towards A right now. Where's the yellow B? Come on, guys.
With the 2 smokes, I would definitely assume it's going to end up being a B play. I think that's very, very likely. That's a smoke for CT spawn and a smoke for coils. It's not 100%, but I'm guessing they're just showing themselves over here at apartments first, making a little bit of noise, and then going back to B eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to go back to B around, 40-ish seconds. So yeah, we'll see if they're really going to commit to it. They could at this point as well just jump out, and yeah, they will actually go for it. So no running back this time. NKG with a good opening, but Pimp and MSL come back into it. And that's a very clean take for Dignitas. Well played.
Holy hell, yeah. Penta let him walk right up short. By the time Penta know what's happening, they're practically already on the bomb site there, Dignitas, and they get the headshots to go with it as well. Now they have the after plant positions. 2 guys holding on the site, 2 guys in pit. And this is a nightmare for Penta, especially considering Dignitas have 12 rounds. If they win this, they could go shooting straight up to 14. It's going to get real ugly here for the German lineup. But MSL insta-kill there. Crystal, great work from him. AC, however, up on the pillar. He's going to be able to pick up the first one. And Nico takes out Crystal. AC not going to be able to pick up that one as he gets robbed by Nico. But Dignitas just so solid. And that's what I'm talking about on their T side, man. They don't waste any time at all. They make the correct call, run straight up onto that site, and just dominate from there on out.
What I'm actually enjoying the most right now is the fact that Nico is the top fragger. I mean, I know he just got those 2 kills, otherwise he would have been tied with Kirby, but that's 18-0-5. So Nico is like the, well, you can't really call him Diamond in the Rough, but he's like the, almost sort of an enigma of the Danish Counter-Strike scene.
He was like the diamond that got polished and then got roughed up again. You know? He got cut up by the other diamonds. And
well, so the point is that Nico could be like an absolute top player in the world. Like, he could be one of the best offers in the world. It just seems like every time he gets close, he also kind of quits, and that's very, very annoying. But
Grills.
Yeah, exactly. But he's been playing so well right now. Maybe he can keep it up after all. Serson going to take down Pimp here. Penta fighting to get something more out of this Inferno map. And it just doesn't seem likely, although Serson's really doing a lot of work with the Deagle. That's 3 kills. Looking for a Thor's going to get the headshot as well. The bomb is right there for the taking. He doesn't have a kit, and that means there is no time, especially with Kirby lurking around Banana. What a round, though, from Serson. I mean, as a stand-in, that's pretty damn impressive.
He's actually picked up that kill. Nope, go back for that P90. Are you going to live? No, you're... Yeah, okay, you are. But he actually got a quad kill with the Deagle that round, you know, so... Sure, at the end, he's made it very expensive. I mean, those are valuable kills to be picking up. That actually made it an all-right kind of force buy scenario there for Penta, getting 4 kills in the end. So they're making Dignitas spend quite a bit of their money. I mean, of course, now there's just going to be so little room for error on Penta's side, so it's like, oh, money, you know, do you really want to think too much about it? Just because they can't, like, money or not, they can't afford to make a single mistake from here on out if they want to win this map outright. And they're... Wow, Penta. They don't force up. They actually go for... They're going to go for 15. They're going for overtime.
Yeah, this is a choice that very few teams, I think, would have made. I think a lot of teams would have said, let's just try and go for it. We're going to have to do something. They get overrun easy with the P90. They pick up 3 kills. And Dignitas 15-3. And now they will go for the full buy. So, right, they're planning on taking 12 rounds in a row. And it's possible. Not likely, but possible.
Well, I mean, Dignitas didn't do it in a row, but they got 12 rounds. Penta. It's just, gotta love wishful thinking. Let's see. M4, decent nades on Searson. It's Hope Springs Eternal Landers. That's what we have to remember.
There's the name on that ult from Nico. Nice flashbang out here. AC almost getting the drop there, and the P90 will pick it up on Dennis anyway. It was kind of low to take down MSL with a close range max 7 in the beginning of that round. Who's sneaking down second mid? That's Searson actually just making his way in here, but Pimp is waiting for him as well. Oh, and he gets caught. Actually gets sandwiched in between Pimp and Kirby.
That's interesting. Yeah, exactly. And now Pimp, he's just going to be hunting for him. He does not want to let him get out of here. Unfortunately, Pimp is not going to hit that timing correctly. Searson's going to be able to get out of dodge. He gets up into the apartments, and now he's home free, so the little adventure there by Searson. This isn't going to change the fact that this is looking like a bit of the B aggression coming out here from Dignitas. They're making it look like they're going to go towards B. Even the boost, this is great. I love this. The Molotov thrown in there just to see if they can force somebody back into dark corner or behind new boxes, right into the waiting arms of Nico, but this time they don't get rewarded with it. Penta, they went for the all-out aggression instead of trying to hide at the back of the site. Yep, so there's a fire somewhere right now.
There's about to be a fire on the ninja corner, I think. Maybe Nico gonna try and test that. Searson actually getting the 1 kill. NKJ helping out, so it's still 2v2 now as AC will pick up NKJ. The A bomb site is lost, so they can get the bomb down. The Panther don't have any kind of a grenades left to try and retake with here. Pimp with a stunning headshot to take down Speedy, and now it's all on Crystal. Try and prevent Inferno from being lost here. AC with a triple kill on the round, and they still have that Molotov into buy time. So when Crystal shows himself, yeah, there it is. Goes up immediately. Now what is he going to do?
He can't exactly run through the Molotov either right now. He's going to look for that shot, and he finds it on Pimp. But then AC, so confident, just standing out in the open. Quad kill from AC as well at the end of that round. I mean, look at how consistent they are across the board for Dignitas. Everybody between, like, 4 of them are between, like, 17 and 18 frags. Like, yeah. That's not too shabby. That's actually everybody. That just means that everybody is feeling confident on Dignitas' side. Everybody's had time to warm up, I guess. Yeah. Basically,
really, really well played on Dignitas' side. It looked for a moment. I mean, it was about to be 4-4 when Penta were bringing it back, and then they won that one Nico round on the CT side after Penta won their own Nico round. So it was like there was a lot of questions being answered in those 2 rounds, essentially, and it came out in Dignitas' favor. Personally, really excited to see Nico play well. Hope he keeps it up.
Yeah, and well, Searson here to play again tonight, and we're not really seeing the same kind of performance. I mean, he had that one round where he got 4 kills with the Deagle, but it was already too late, basically, to have any kind of an impact. So glad to see that at least he's, you know, showing up with some of a personal performance, but the team itself, Penta, it really feels like they're a far cry from the level they were at with, like, say, Strugsy on the team, or even Troubley. Like, right now, it's really feeling like they aren't quite, even with the stand-in, right, they aren't really having an impact. Versus Dignitas, you know, it's not even... I mean, Dignitas are still kind of a tier 2 team, right? So if you're getting railroaded by a tier 2 team, that means you've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, you're nowhere near.
I imagine Penta know that as well. I think they are. That's what they're trying to do right now. But it's so rough when you have to play in all these tournaments as well. That's going to be it. That's Inferno done with. What a quick map that was. No doubt about it. Now we're going to go on to play on Dust 2, where Penta did show us some cool stuff yesterday. So hopefully they can keep doing that. Otherwise, it's going to be over and out really quickly for them.
It's going to be a very quick 2-0. And yeah, they're going to be out 4th seed. That means they'll be out of the tournament. Yeah. So I think we're going to go to a break while we switch up the maps, guys. So we'll be back. Quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with map 2 between these 2 teams.